Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. The people who are new here, hi guys, my name is Pearl. The people who are returning, hi guys, welcome back. So on this video today, we are going to be talking about so what if you are not that person's type. But before we jump into that, you can skip forward this part, of course, if you are not interested. I want to talk about why I haven't been posting, because I feel like I have to explain myself to the little people that are already subscribed to my YouTube channel that are following me. Okay, so basically I've been struggling with Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi that I currently have right now is horrible. It is horrible. Like it took me 2 days to post one video on YouTube and it didn't even go through. It got to 98% and then it just stayed there. Like nothing happened and it didn't go through. And I was like, okay, cool. That happened like back then in December. That's why I haven't posted since then. Now it's January. I said, okay, I'll post in January because I'm going to get a new Wi-Fi. Okay, well, not me, my parents, but yeah, there will be a new Wi-Fi, and everything's gonna be okay. And yeah, and besides that, I'm also having trouble with editing because of I got a new laptop and I'm just trying to figure things out. So yeah, and I don't have a mouse, so now I have to use a touchpad, and I hate a touchpad. But it's fine. It's fine. We are working. But anyway, so today's video, we are going to talk about so what if you are not that person's type, my love. So what? So okay, let's jump into the video. Okay, y'all. So I want to make an example real quick. Let's say you walk in a room. Let's say you're a girl, right? You're like a hot girl, right? And you walk in a room full of men. Now, let's context. These men are they are financially struggling, like a lot. Like they are struggling financially. Like, woo! They are struggling financially. They don't have money. Like they're in debt. Like, yo, the Squid Game characters, like that. Like they just don't have money, but they're all wearing suits in a room. Like now they were rich at one point, and now they're in debt, and now they're living a double life, basically pretending like they're rich. But that's irrelevant. That part is irrelevant. But I thought I should add it in. But anyway, so you walk in a room, you're a hot girl. But these people were told that, okay, here's a phone. They were given phones, right? It's 100 men. They were all given phones, right? And they said, you need to watch the screen because something's gonna pop up. And when it does, it's gonna pop up for only 2 seconds. And if you miss it, if you catch it, you're gonna get you're gonna get 10 million. You're gonna get 10 million. And if you miss it, it's gone. It's gone. Like the money's gone. And you need this money, guys. No, not you. The man, the man needs the money. Like all these men, they need it. Like each of them can get it only if they tap really fast and they keep concentrating on the phone. Because if they look away, it takes 2 seconds to look away and look back, right? So then it takes a second, okay? It takes a second to look away and look back. And then that second, another second to press. So if you look away, you could potentially miss the pop-up that's going to come up and you're going to win the 10 million. Okay, right? So you are a pretty girl. You walk into a room full of these men, 100 men that are in debt and they have to look at the phone. Only one of them looks at you. Only one. How are you gonna feel? You're a hot woman walking in a room full of men. How are you gonna feel? Like no one is and you want them to look at you, of course. How are you gonna feel? You know what you're gonna feel? Insecure, irrelevant. You're gonna feel like, oh my goodness, like what's wrong with these men? But you know what the problem is? You don't know what or why these people are concentrating on whatever it is that they're concentrating on. So now you automatically shrink yourself and think that you are not hot, you're not sexy, you're not pretty, you're not beautiful, you're not all that you think you are, only because of you don't have the story behind why these people are doing what they're doing. You don't understand it. So maybe the reason you're not that person's type is because of that person already has a person. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe the reason that person isn't looking at you is because of they are in a committed relationship with somebody else. That's the first thing we're going to cross off the list. The fact that the reason you're not his type, he might find you attractive. That person might find you attractive, but even if they find you attractive, they're not interested. They're not going to pursue you because they are with somebody else. Hello? Okay. Another thing. Let's move on to my next point. You were there standing with a group of men. You know what your next move is going to be? You're going to try to get their attention. That's what you're going to do next. And that is the wrong move. You are going to try to get their attention. You're going to go out of your way to get these men's attention because now you need that validation. Because now you feel small and you're panicking in your head and like explosions are going off. Like, oh my gosh, alert, alert, alert. You are not hot. But that is not the case, right? That is not the case. So now you go out of your way to make sure that this person, these people, these men notice you. That is the problem. That is a huge problem. You know why that is a huge problem? Because you are going to disturb them from whatever it is that they were supposed to do because you don't feel validated. So now you make it all about you. Right? You make it all about you. You move the attention from whatever it is that they were focused on. And you make it all about you. Because you need validation. And your feelings are hurt. But this person is in a crisis. But that's besides the point. We don't care about the men. We care about you. Right? Now, instead of you going up to that man who glanced at you, the man who actually looked at you, the man who thought that you were actually worth him losing all the money for, instead of you walking up to him, you want all these other men that don't want you. That's the problem. And you want to know why? It's an ego thing. Simply for the plot. If you are still doing things for the plot, guys, grow up. But if it's because of you are insecure, I guess that person might be insecure in that moment. So therefore, they're looking for validation. Instead of them going to the person that glanced at them, the person that is interested in them, they want attention from the people who don't want them. Because their little egos are crushed. You know what happens to an ego? Baby, every single time you build and feed your ego, it's taking you a step closer to that ego crushing. Do you know how painful an ego death is? It's one of the most painful things that you could ever go through. You're gonna feel shame. You're gonna feel so embarrassed. Even when the situation isn't actually that embarrassing. Right? Okay. Now, like I said, let's move on to point number 3. Instead of you moving to that person and going to ask that person, hey, why is it that you are the only one that glanced at me? And finding out what is it that makes you attractive. You're seeking validation from other people. But do you know how amazing it is to find out why you are attractive? I didn't know that one of my best features was actually my smile until somebody else pointed it out. Until I had a conversation with my boyfriend, a guy that I was like flirting with once upon a time, was talking to him and was talking about me to him. But then the guy didn't know that him and my boyfriend were dating. The guy didn't know that my boyfriend and I were dating. I think I messed up that sentence. Yeah, the guy didn't know that my boyfriend and I were dating. Right? The guy didn't know that. So he was spewing everything, talking to my boyfriend, telling him about how there was this girl I was dating. Like, she was so amazing. She was this, she was that. Oh, her smile could light up the room. I was like, oh my goodness, that's what he thought about me? Like, really? My smile? Okay. Now I'm self-conscious about my smile. Don't look at my smile. Like, come on, calm down. But anyway, so now instead of you finding out what is the feature, what is the reason why he looked at you, why he thought that you were worth him losing the 10 million for, you're busy there seeking for validation, but there's so much joy and I don't know, there's so much validation that you could get from the person who did look at you. You could get it, because finding out what makes you attractive is so nice. It's like, oh, really? That's what you think of me? Oh my god. It's like that. It is a little bit ego boosting, just a little bit. I mean, if you're not humble like that, then it's gonna boost up your ego like a lot. But you know, it's encouraging. It makes you more confident. It just adds to you than depletes, you know, because wanting validation from other people who won't give you validation, that depletes you. But getting validation from someone who is already validating you adds to you, you know. Ugh, man, let's move on to my next point, okay? I remember that I went to this other place. I don't want to give too much details. Anyway, I went to this other place with this other person, and when I got to that place, like that day, guys, I was so beautiful. Like, I had my makeup done, my hair done, my body was looking snatched. I was so beautiful, right? And the person that was with me was also very beautiful. So we were beautiful girls. Like, when we went out in public, like, people were like, oh, you guys are so beautiful. Like, and then we went to that specific place. When we got there, right, no one approached me, but people were approaching the person that I was with. I shrinked a little bit because I was like, am I not pretty? Forgetting that sometimes you are not the problem. Can you please stop making everything about you? You are hot. You are beautiful. You are sexy. Everything, when you walked out of the house and you felt the way you felt, you are all of that. The way you felt when you saw yourself in that mirror, keep that feeling. Okay, remember it. Even if somebody says to you, you're not all that, okay, be like, but that's not what I thought a few minutes ago. No. I am all that. This person is stupid and they're dumb. Like, okay, bye. You know, but anyway, don't call people stupid or dumb. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. But anyway, moving on. So sometimes you are not the problem. What I failed to remember in that moment was that I'm not these people's type. And another thing that I know is that I am extremely intimidating. I am very intimidating. I have been told countless times, like, when I'm sitting and I am alone, like, it takes guts for a man to walk up to me. I've been told that. They're like, have you seen yourself? Like, you just sit there and it's like, yo, hi, yo. I forget that. Sometimes you are not the problem. Sometimes it's not that you're ugly. It's not that you try too hard. It's not that you try too little. It has nothing to do with you. You are beautiful. You did what you showed up and you did what you were supposed to do. You completed the assignment. The problem is the other people. Their insecurities get in the way. Okay? And that's not your problem. So don't make it your problem. Okay? And let me complete this. Let me end this video off with saying, so what if you're not that person's type? So what? So what? At the end of the day, you want to attract, you want someone who wants you. You don't want someone who doesn't want you. I always say this in my videos. At the end of the day, you don't want to force someone to want you. You don't want to. You don't want to find yourself in a position when you're begging someone to see you for who you are. There's nothing that I want more in my life than for somebody to look at me and see me beyond my flaws, beyond my toxicity, to see me for me. There's nothing that I want more in my life than that. That is something that I genuinely want in my heart, right? But that's going to take time, and it's going to take effort, and it's going to take time and patience, right? That is irrelevant. But at the end of the day, that is something that most of us, or all of us actually, want. We want to be loved, but we want to be loved by someone who wants to love us. Why would you want to be loved by someone who doesn't want you? Why? Why? I understand that it hurts that this person doesn't find you attractive, or this person isn't pursuing you, this person is pursuing somebody else. I understand that it hurts, but this is life. That's what happens in life. You gotta take the punches as they come. There's nothing that you can do. You know, you gotta take them and roll. Go on, move on. Do what you gotta do to survive, baby. It's life at the end of the day. Go cry about it and then heal, move on. Find somebody else who wants to be with you. Yes, it is that simple. It is. It's going to be hard, but it's simple in the sense that it's not complicated. It's hard, but it's not complicated. It's not something that you have to like, it's not like a needle in a haystack. You don't have to search through. You know exactly what to do. It's gonna be hard, but you gotta do it. Which is what? Moving on. And moving on looks different for everyone. That's something that I realized. But y'all, so what if that person doesn't want to be with you? So what if you're not that person's type? So what? It doesn't mean that you're any less attractive. It doesn't mean that you're any less beautiful. It doesn't mean that you're any less than. Okay? You're still enough. That person doesn't see it. That's not your problem. Remember that. Okay, guys, that was so much fun. I actually enjoyed this. Anyway, guys, please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and comment down below, and turn on the notification button for any post that I make. And guys, if you want to follow me on my other platforms, you can. The links are in the bio. The links are in the description box below. You can follow my TikTok. My TikTok is where I post short clips, and my Instagram is just, it's all about me. If you're interested in finding out things about me, you can just go there on my Instagram. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please come back. Bye.